Hello everybody and welcome to my channel. Today I'm going to show you how to tell how long the liquidity is locked for on a token without looking at a timer. Okay, so we're straight going to be using the blockchain and taking a look at exactly how long is the liquidity locked for. Okay, so let's get started. First thing we're going to do is we're going to find the token address. So for simplicity purposes, I already have some that I handpicked. This accounts for most tokens in the market. So we're gonna grab the address and we're gonna put it here on PooCoin. Okay, so this one is Stogie. These are just random tokens. Have no affiliation with any of this. Do not make an investment decision based solely on this. But here we are in PooCoin website on the token address, and then this one has already been rugged. Actually, it took too long to make the video. But let me show you why it was rugged. So here on the left side, we have Stogie BNB LP Holdings. Okay, so this is the liquidity pool information, the charts and the holders. And then here at the bottom, we see the information of the contract address, the holders of the contract address, and here is the holders of the liquidity pool. So in this case, we're interested in the liquidity pool. Okay, so we're gonna click on the top here. So this is going to take us to BSC scan, and as you can see on the top here, this is the token PancakeSwap liquidity pool address. Okay, it's not the actual contract of the token, but the liquidity pool of the token. Okay, so here we have a list of three liquidity pools. So the first one, as you can see, is a contract. This one is locked, owns about 99.5% of the liquidity pool. So the second one owns 0.5%, and the third one is a burn address, as you can see, all zeros. So in this case, because this one is 99.5%, we're gonna look at this one and we're gonna see if it's locked. So here we see one transaction is locked tokens. So we want to go into that one, transaction hash. We're gonna click on there, and we're going to scroll down and click to see more. Okay. So once we're here, we're going to see a function right here. This is the function, and this is the information that comes out of it. So as we can see from the function, there is 1, 2, 3, and this is the one we're interested in because it's unlocked time. So we're going to go into the number 3. So this is 1, 2, and 3. So we're going to go into that one, and we're gonna copy paste it. We're gonna take it to a website that converts this hexadecimal into decimal values. Okay, so we're gonna paste it here and we're gonna convert it. This is gonna give us a timestamp. So we copy this timestamp, we take it into another website. I will be posting this website in the description below. And we're gonna go into this other website that converts timestamps into actual human dates. So we're going to convert it here, and it's going to give us that this liquidity is locked in actually in 8 days. Okay, so they did not do a liquidity rug, I guess, based on the liquidity timer. However, we know that this was locked for 8 days, so in theory it's still good. They may have used other methods of rugs that I'm going to be explaining in the following videos. Okay, so that was number 1. So now we're going to go into the method number 2. So we're going to do the same. We're going to paste it here or paste it here. The address of the second one. This one is called Golden XRP. Same as the previous one, we're going to look into the left side on the liquidity pool holdings, not the bottom, but here, and we're gonna go into holders. We're gonna once again do the exact same thing as last time. We're in the token PancakeSwap liquidity pool address, and we're going to go into the first one. But first of all, we're gonna look here. This one is slightly different because this one, the first one, only owns 85%. This means that there is 13% here, but this is burnt, so we don't have to worry about it. And we have these small ones that are also very small, so we also don't worry about it. So just the first one is important in this case. We're going to click in the transaction hash again, same thing as the last one. Click see more, And then from here, we're gonna get a much more complicated code that we're gonna decode. So we're gonna copy this. I'm gonna take it into a notepad. And then this one works in 64 characters long. Okay, so first thing we're gonna do is we're gonna erase anything from the 0x all the way to the first 0. Now that we have that, we're gonna make this in 64 characters long. So usually I go to the first 0 here. See how there's not zeros after that? So I click enter, look at this one, I copy paste it, and I want to make sure this is 64 characters, and I use this counter here, lettercount.com, and it tells me there's 64 characters. So I'm gonna do the same with the second one. So again to the zeros, and this one is 63, so one of the following zeros actually belongs to the previous row. There we go. Now we have 64 characters, and we could keep going and do all these, but I already know this is the one that we're looking for because there is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, usually about 7 to 9 characters long, and it's the only one that will have that many characters. So we copy that one, and once again we take it to our hexadecimal, we convert it, we copy it, and we take it onto our unit step, and then we convert it, and this one is locked in a year from now. Therefore, liquidity pool wise, this is safe, at least from the liquidity locked, and that's basically it. So I'll do a couple more examples just for you guys to be able to understand a little bit better. In case you missed something, we're gonna do it again. So we're gonna go into PoolCoin, we're gonna copy the address. This one is Tetris Doggy method 1, so this is the shorter one. There is some tokens also that may just have straight a number like this and not a code, in which case you throw it straight in here, but they're more and more rare these days. Okay, so we go into here, so we can see this Tetris Doggy has 81 BNB. It has $35,000 in liquidity pool, so you would expect a token like this, especially considering this has been up for several days now. That is probably not a scam, but we are about to find out. Okay, so here we're going to check the first liquidity address. So on this one, again, this is burnt, and this is 72%, so between the two is very close to 100%. So we don't worry too much about 1% liquidity unlocked. Here, same process, transaction hash. We go into click see more, and we have address token, address withdrawer, unit 256, and this one is the last one, unlock timestamp. So we need the last one here. So we're gonna copy this, throw it into our hexadecimal to decimal converter, and we get that number right here. We copy that value, we bring it into our timestamp converter, and look at this. This liquidity is actually unlocked 7 hours ago. So this means this token can right now rag about, because they own only 70% of the liquidity, they can rag about $20,000 right now if they wanted to. And yet, you can see here, people are buying big time. Quite interesting. So that one I would not put my money in unless there's an extreme good reason why the liquidity is unlocked, but I don't think there usually is any. Okay, so we're going to go into Shiba Water to show you the method number 2 once again. And these are just random tokens I picked out of the new section of Crypto Moonshots on Reddit, just to show what kind of things you can find in there, right? So this one has 15 VNB in liquidity, $6,000. We're gonna go again into the liquidity pool holder's address. So again, 99%, so that's good enough. I'm gonna take a look at that one. And I don't care anything about the other ones because they're too small. There we go. And click see more, same process. And we have this long one, so we're gonna put it into nodes. We're gonna delete anything from the 0x all the way to the first 0. So right here. And then we're gonna go to the first 0, right before the first long amount of zeros. Press enter. And we're gonna count if this is 64 characters in our character counter. It is 64. So we're gonna do the same with the next one. And we're gonna copy and paste it here. And it's also 64. And same as the last one, this one is clearly the one we're looking for, so we're not gonna do anything further. And we're gonna go into our hexadecimal converter. And we're gonna copy that character into, I just wanna make sure this is right, yeah. We're gonna take it into our epoch Unix timestamp converter, and this liquidity will be unlocked in 16 days. Okay, so this is a little bit safer project. Now that does not mean that this token cannot drastically drop. As you can see, this was safe, and then you could have lost basically 80% of your money by now if you would have bought at the top here. So there's other ways they can scam you, there's other market fluctuations, but at least from the liquidity part, this is safe. Okay, and actually I have one more here. Safe BTC. So this is a token I invested long time ago, and it did well, and I made some money on it. Then it went down like every other token. But basically, I just wanted to show you something very quickly. Why tokens like this are a little bit special. It's because, okay, that 98% belongs to the wallet 0000000. That means 98% of the tokens are actually burnt, which means it's impossible to make a liquidity pool rug. Okay, so this is pretty much the safest tokens you can get to. Nobody really does this these days, because if you think about it, there's a lot of money in liquidity, but if you're not trying to make a rug, you're just losing the owner just loses his initial investment, which could be 2, 3, 5, 10 BNBs, and that's it. They don't lose any more because they can still own a percentage of the token and they can still sell, right? And that's how liquidity pool will go down with it. Okay, so it's not really lost money, it's just secure money. Okay, so that's it for today. Hope you guys got something out of this. This will account for about 70% of the tokens out there. They will have one of these two methods of checking the timer. There is only one way that some tokens have that will not be able to work that way, and it's when the token shows a method ID instead of a code. And I haven't figured that one out, but I will. And whenever I do, I will be posting another video. Okay, so hopefully you got enough content for today. You learned something new. Hopefully you don't get rocked by a lot of these new projects that jump in very early and they just don't lock the liquidity or lock it for very long. They don't want to show you a timer and things like that. So the only way around that is just to ask the owner for the timer. Okay, hope you guys enjoyed this video, and I'll see you next time.